Welcome.
Good intro, David.
Welcome, everyone. I tried to compose myself, and it wasn't happening. Welcome, everybody, to the Week 7 SWOLECAST here on RotoGrinders.com. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. We have just been having a professional pre-show meeting. And that's all we'll say about that.
Tuttle agreed to finally have a terrible take, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta start looking right now.
By the way, Jonnu Smith, after Tuttle gave that terrible take, he was targeted, I think, for the first time this year. Boom.
Got a reception. Thank you.
The terrible takes usually result in the guy being released a few weeks later. Bobo is no longer with the team, I don't believe.
I mean, Scotty Miller is just taken over. Who would have known?
Yeah, and Vance McDonald got hurt after the Tuttle's terrible take week. Maybe it's the Tuttle curse.
Let's not go there. Come on.
It might be. I don't think Tuttle has had one terrible take that has done well this year. It might be cursed.
Did we not just say Vance McDonald? Is 2 touchdowns not good enough for you, Socrdave?
No, that was actually a truly blitz show. that was like a different show. So, all right, let's welcome everybody. We got Pete Overzet, Davis Mattek, Dan Gasper, Week 7 here. Let's just go right into it. Overzet's overview. Peter, what do you got for us? Who's in, who's out?
It's the Overzet's overview of the week here, sponsored by RotoGrinders.com. High level, really interesting week. Lots of ways you could go at quarterback and tight end. Going to be really interested to see how these ownership projections shake out. Lots of injury stuff to monitor.
It's like a mix of, he's like, should I keep the voice going? Should I not?
Don't ask me to double down, Gaspar, because I will. Why don't you toss it over for Davis?
All right, Davis. We got 11 games in the main slate. What do you got for us?
11 games on the main slate and like 2.5 playable running backs. It's a really good situation as far as running back goes. Your quarterback player pool, very similar to what it was last week, just minus Patrick Mahomes because he's playing on Thursday. Tight end, again, there you're looking at George Kittle, Evan Ingram, Mark Andrews, and Hunter Henry. Darren Waller, 4,700, pretty playable as well. And then wide receiver, T.Y. Hilton may challenge for the highest owned wide receiver in a main slate this season. I would think he pretty comfortably is going to get over 30% in some large field contests and probably over 60% in cash. But outside of that, we are really waiting on these Green Bay wide receiver injuries because that is going to really determine ownership percentage for the expensive running backs and kind of how you can go with your third wide receiver spot in cash. So maybe our Wisconsin native, Mr. Tuttle 05, can give us a Green Bay Packers wide receiver update.
I mean, I played Darius Shepard, and he was in my and he was in my best showdown lineup. So
because of him, we have Lazard, the Lazard King.
He was fun in college football DFS.
He's really good, and he is 6'5", runs I believe a 4.4 flat. Like he had the second highest freak score of his class, and he was a guy who, if he would have been drafted, would have been an elite like dynasty guy to own. So I am kind of in to Lazard this week if Adams and Geronimo both sit.
We all know it takes a lot for you to fall in love with an unheralded Green Bay Packers wide receiver.
Jake Kumerow's very existence is an affront to my life. Yeah, like the fact that slow UW Whitewater punt returner is on the Green Bay Packers roster and not Jeff Janis it's honestly a crime against humanity, and I stand by that.
You're gonna offend my parents with that talk.
He's 28 years old. He's older than me.
Drip, drip, drip.
Drip, drip.
Drip, drip, drip.
All right.
You're making David Laurie very upset.
Tuttle, any interesting tidbits before we start the show?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of also the week of potentially returning people from injury. Well, not really potential anymore, but Barkley's back. Ingram sounds like he's going to be back. So when Davis says we only have like 1.5, 2 running backs, he's probably just not including the best running back on the slate, and Saquon.
Well, I don't see how he's playable without some of these 3K guys coming in, because there is not any good salary relief options.
You can't get to him on DraftKings for sure.
You've got Leonard Fournette.
Probably
Davis.
Are the Bengals bad against the run? I don't know.
Davis, are you ready to fade Fournette this week?
No. Why would I? No. I've played him the last 2 weeks. I don't know why I'd fade him now.
By Fournette, do you mean bad Malcolm Brown?
No, his official nickname is Fat CMC.
Okay, my bad. I was getting those mixed up.
Oh, Davis, you wanted to play Malcolm Brown so bad. He got his opportunity.
Really good for the first drive. I felt so good for that first drive. Guy looked like Gale Sayers just smashing the 49ers defense, and then, things went south so fast. It was such. And I thought when Henderson fumbled, I was like, okay, boom, we got life. We're ready to go. But I mean, honestly, if he punches in that touchdown, I probably win on the day. And I'm just like a less bitter person about the life that I'm currently living.
Yeah, and also, in case you did not see the tweet that I had, Davis was contemplating playing Preston Williams in cash on Sunday morning around 30 minutes before lock.
Sounds like he was amazing. Digging into those cornerback matchups and really came around.
I'm sure Kitchen will be all in this week against Buffalo.
Oh no, I will.
I will not. Does he have a good cornerback matchup this week?
Because I believe that defenses, you do not want to play people against really, really good defenses. It's just one of the things that I won't do. Playing against Buffalo.
Is that one of your personal tenets? Is that one of your core principles
one of the
of DFS?
soccer dad commandments? Don't play like mediocre receivers against really good defenses. Won't be targeting Buffalo. Won't be targeting San Francisco.
Dave, as our boots on the ground in Tennessee, what's the word on this Tannehill situation? What's the whispers, the rumblings? How are the folks feeling?
That's Tanatrill to you, Peter.
Oh man, this I don't know what people are going to expect out of him if the offensive line is going to continue to be as bad as what it has been. It's not going to matter. Like it's not going to matter like how good Tannehill is if he doesn't get time to throw, which we saw like in that game last week.
If you're Googling Ryan Tannehill and the second thing that autofills is Ryan Tannehill wife,
yeah,
you're probably not a very good player, or your wife's just extremely, extremely hot.
I love this new.
Thank you, Clay Travis.
Oh, she's not that. I mean, she's.
This is the new segment of the show. It's where Tuttle gets extremely thirsty online. This week featuring Lauren Tannehill.
All right, let's talk about quarterbacks. Is it the Lamar Jackson show, Davis?
I think it has to be, especially because Marquise Brown is probably going to be back this week. I actually think Russell Wilson will be more popular, but I like the stacks with Lamar a little bit better. And also we've just kind of seen in competitive games, like Lamar's rushing just goes nuts. Like when they are, kind of having to try and grind one out, they're just like way more willing to run him. So I think like he could definitely get the 100-yard bonus again in this game, which would be, that's just the nuts when you get that from your quarterback. He had 34 DK points with 1 touchdown last week. Just like wild stuff.
Tuttle?
Yeah, Lamar's good. Josh Allen's good. Going up against Miami.
Do you think Josh Allen's going to be like egregious chalk? Like, do you think he's going to be like, I think he might be like wild owned, but also people will play Josh Allen naked. Like they won't be stacking him with any of these dudes.
Quarterback, he's not going to be chalky. He's a quarterback. He'll be 10 to 15%, and that's about it. Same with Lamar. the thing with the stack too with Allen is John Brown's groin.
Yeah,
has limited him the past couple days. So what we're looking at a Cole Beasley stack.
We're looking at Robert Foster season, my guy.
We have, so I just pulled it up, Josh Allen. We have Josh Allen at 9% owned currently for DraftKings.
I would probably take the over on that, I think.
In cash games, I think he'll be over. It'll be interesting to see who has the stones to go back to good old Jared Goff.
I don't think you can do it in cash just because we've now seen just how egregiously off schedule the Rams offense can get. But he's probably like him and his wide receivers are probably the most GTO stack in tournaments. I'd think
people are going to go back to him this week.
I can't help but notice that I'm sitting here over on a Kyler Murray bandwagon. My legs are dangling off the edge. I've been here all season, never left, never wavered.
Nah.
I mean, who wants to join me?
I can't give it to you, buddy. I can't give it to you. The only non-wavering Kyler truther is on this show, and his name is not Peter Overzet.
No. We got off when there was morale was
I never got off, dude. I've played him every week.
No, they were fording the river. I had to get off then. I'm back on. We're ready to go, dude. Morale is high. We're headed to Oregon.
Morale is extremely high. I think this is these are two of the all-time worst defenses, and I think both of these quarterbacks could have these two quarterbacks should really smash. I don't ever I normally don't try and get too many quarterbacks in my pool, but there are probably 8 or 9 guys I'm interested in stacking this week.
I think in the past 5 weeks, the only quarterback that has scored less than 24 fantasy points against the Giants was Dwayne Haskins, the illustrious Dwayne Haskins. So I think it's a pretty good spot.
Illustrious? Yeah.
All right, let's open up DraftKings. We'll create a lineup, and Davis, you'll get to go first.
Oh my gosh, I feel so blessed. Well, let's just go. Let's just start with our boy, Kyler Murray. Let's fly the flag.
Welcome aboard, Davis. Great to have you, buddy.
Air raid season
We've
back.
been waiting for you.
I would also like to let everyone know that I've also been on the Kyler Murray train.
Oh yeah.
Every week.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Are we gonna stack Kyler with his
Christian
wide receiver one, Max Williams?
I think we gotta go old man Fitz, right?
No.
We don't even know if Kirk's gonna actually play this week.
Yeah, I think old
injury
man Fitz
designations don't matter, Tuttle. You hush. He's playing. Did he practice today? Actually, I didn't see.
I will look for that right now, but let's just go old man Fitz right now.
You guys want me to call Chow?
Yeah. Fitz is 6,100.
Chow, let me know, man.
Oh wow, he's a little concerned about.
Wait! We need Chow. We need Chow for the Packers wide receivers, dude. I need him.
No, he just hung up. Sorry.
I need the frame. I need the frame by frame on Geronimo Allison's concussion before I would know what happened to him.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
I'm just sad Ryan Grant's not in the player pool.
Tough scene.
Yeah.
Tuttle.
I'm gonna jam it and make you guys do this and just make you go cheap. I'm gonna jam Saquon.
All right.
Bring it right back.
Ooh.
So are we getting forced into a flow chart, guys?
That's why I went Barkley, so we didn't have to jam it.
Okay.
Jam Ingrid.
All right.
I mean, we can still do that if we want to go, all out game stack, but.
Is it me or you, Dave?
You can go for it.
All right. I'm going to play my favorite running back play of the week, Tevin Coleman.
This is actually a very good play. Coleman is going to be, and he's not going to be super owned because it's all going to gravitate to carry on.
I'm going to go with the payday narrative, and also the funnel defense narrative. And
dude,
whatever.
My God, it's literally 2019. No one say funnel defense on this show ever again.
Tuttle believes in the funnel defense.
No, he doesn't. Tuttle is good at DFS. No. He does not believe that.
Matchups matter.
So Darren Waller, though, at tight end at 4,700.
So isn't this? See, I've seen people try to use payday narratives before. Isn't that the reverse, though? Like
yeah, he's paid. He doesn't care now.
Yeah.
He can go back to popping Xanax and drinking after practice now.
No,
Exactly.
that's like the second or third game after. He wants to show his appreciation immediately after. It also means
I heard he makes music, and they were playing it at the Raiders practice today.
Yes, that's the better narrative.
That's a good one.
That's a good narrative.
Do you guys know the name of his album? Wall Street. How baller is that?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wanted it to just be Waller season, so like he proves that he's just one of us, like a nerd like us.
No joke. I listened
bus.
to the full album today at my desk on Spotify. Shit slaps, man. What can I say?
We should contact Aaron to see if we can, throw some music right here now for him.
Please, free
Slap.
plug.
all right. So we got game stack plus Tevin Coleman plus Darren Waller. Davis, you're up.
I mean, did we take Fitz or did we not?
Yeah, we did because you
we
wanted
did?
to.
Okay.
Not because any of us wanted to. He's such an unsexy play. He's never going to win you a tournament.
Hey, watch your mouth.
You know what I could do if I wanted to just destroy some preconceived notions is we could take Dante Pettis finally playing snaps against Washington.
Mr. Brand over everything wants to play Dante
We're not going
Pettis?
to do that though. We're going to play.
He was maybe
We're
going
gonna
to be my
play-
terrible take, and you kind of just ruined that.
I almost mentioned him as well. I was going to wait to wide receivers, but he's been playing a lot of
That's not who we're
slot.
taking though. We're taking DK Metcalf leading the NFL in targets while standing in the red zone. Will not Gronk Disley is out, and this I think this game has some sick shootout potential. I could definitely see this being just one of those awesome like 35-28 games, and Metcalf being the beneficiary of Will Disley ascending to heaven and leaving us mere mortals.
All right. Tuttle, you're up.
I'm trying to make an egregious bring back the Metcalf stack here with somebody other than Mark Andrews.
If you play a
do we want
defense,
Snead? Do we want Miles Boykin? Do we want Chris Moore?
Dude, we def want Seth Roberts, bro.
Remember when he scored a touchdown on like every route he ran last year?
I think it was against the Chiefs.
Let's see. I will go with. Let's do someone in the flex. Let's put it in the flex. How does that sound? I don't know if I want to go extremely chalky or not. Oh, I'm going to pick somebody just to piss the hell out of Davis.
Oh, dude, come on.
Any guesses?
I don't even know.
If you play him in your lineup, make sure you play me for a bunch of money.
Cole Beasley.
Melvin Gordon.
Oh.
Yep.
That's gross.
Yep.
You know what? I will say, if you play Melvin Gordon this week, you can send me an invite on DraftKings.
This is everybody hates Melvin Gordon. It's popular to hate. Melvin
He's
Gordon.
gonna get 20 carries this week.
Yeah.
Zero doubt in my mind. He's gonna get like big time fed. I don't know if he's got the juice to do it anymore.
And everybody hates it. DFS Twitter hates him, so it's uncool to play him. But he's going to get 20 carries. It's a decent matchup.
Is this the guaranteed 30 touch spot from Tuttle?
I'm not going to go that far. But people are like, well, Anthony Lynn's going to be logical. No, coaches aren't logical. We know Anthony Lynn's not logical. He's not going to get back there more carries. Gordon's going to see 20 touches. He's going to get a touchdown or two, and nobody's going to own him because people hate him.
All right. So then if you take a defense that rhymes with the Miami Schlaflins, then that would give you like a really good 5,800, which is like there's a lot of good wide receivers in that spot.
Yeah. I like Golladay and Boyd there. Let's go with Golladay.
Yeah.
On Golladay.
I think I heard on JJ's pod, his trends pod, that Detroit is like second in throws downfield. Second to the
They are crushing. For a while, Matt Stafford had the most deep passes in the NFL. I hated the Darrell Bevell signing. He's been great. He has got Stafford doing what Stafford is good at. I think that was one of the most undercover good coaching signings of the offseason. He's been the opposite of Kellen Moore.
The best part is that he's made J.D. McKissick relevant again.
Relevant is a stretch.
Well, getting the same amount of targets as carry on in the passing game, which is a big bummer for those of us who like playing carry on.
Especially for those of us who have to play carry on and cash this week. It's going to be a really tough scene when JD McKissic gets like 6 targets.
All right. So someone alerted me in the YouTube comment section a few weeks ago, and then another person at the office told me, Davis, you have this like where your voice trails off. And I don't know.
You've never noticed that before?
You've never noticed it? I do it every sentence.
Yes.
Has it only been this year, or have I just
You've just never noticed?
I've just never noticed it until it's pointed out to me, and now I can't get over it.
Well, I've noticed for the last 5 years, but I'm professional enough to not comment on it.
Yeah, dude, this is really this is outrageous. If this is not a live show, if this was not a live show, I'd storm off right now.
You know that there's a scientific reason for this, right? Because the take starts so hot, but by the time he gets to the end of it, he's lost confidence and it just cools off.
That's it for sure.
You can't play Dante Pettis, but his snaps are increasing. So maybe.
Oh, that's good.
All right, let's move on to running back. You mentioned Kerryon Johnson. You've got Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Chris Carson, Kerryon, Saquon. Are those like the core running backs?
Yeah, just like a ball load of these fat guys who are not going to get any targets, and everyone's going to jam them in. It's tough, dude.
Like Fournette, Cook, and Carson all kind of like share those similar traits.
And Ingram will still somehow be 30% owned.
And he will still get 20. And he'll get...
People love Mark Ingram.
Dude, he was 30% owned in the Millionaire Maker last week and was second on his team in the backfield in snaps. Like, this Mark Ingram stuff is crazy to me.
We got yelled at for not mentioning him 2 weeks ago either. People love
no, you got yelled at and you got offended and you pulled the Smiths and you quote tweeted them on Twitter to embarrass them.
I know that's usually not my jam.
Oh, dude, if you don't ever want to do that, let me do it. I love it.
the thing is, I don't check my DMs frequently, but he actually jumped in my DMs too.
Oh,
that was crossing the line.
Do not get it done.
Dude, I wish you could wade. I wish you could wade into my DMs. It's just 100 season-long start-sit questions.
Yeah, that's why I don't even bother looking, but sometimes you have to click just so the notification goes away. I saw him in there with the Ingram stuff, and I'm like, oh, come on, man.
I got an 8-team PPR trade question in my DMs today.
Oh, yeah, I did see that tweet from you.
That's how I sent it to mom, and I said I made it.
I got there. So like, there's a dude in our Slack channel who plays in an 8-team league, and it's like a joke now. He'll be like, "Should I drop Josh Gordon for Allen Robinson?" And it's just become like a running meme, and it triggers me so hard.
That was hilarious.
That was a good one.
So, anyways, we've got Fournette.
Yeah, not a chance he disappoints as the highest owned running back, I think.
So Davis, in your GPP builds, are you setting a maximum of 30 with a min?
You got it doesn't work. You got to do it with wide receivers.
Can we? I don't think we've ever talked about his brother being named Leonard.
Leonard Fournette.
Brother's no longer with the LSU Tigers.
Very creative parents with their naming there.
So here's the thing with Fournette. It's like you can't. He is the best running back play. I'm not going to make any effort to limit him. I'm not going to I'm just going to let it ride. If I end up with 70% Leonard Fournette, I'm fine with that. The guy who I am afraid to be like having a ton of is Chris Carson, because like if he fumbles or if he messes up on a pass block early, like it's just, it's CJ Prosise season or it's Rashad Penny season. It just like, there's a level of trust I just cannot get to with Chris Carson. You
can look at Chris Carson's game logs and tell which weeks he was chalk.
Yep.
Just by looking at his
6
game
points.
25, 5.
Except people played him last week. It's just, last week was so brutal, but people just jammed him in last week. Just no fear on the road. Just get him in there. Do what you got to do.
Down a couple O-line.
Tuttle, what's your take on Dalvin Cook this week?
He's a good play. He's going to get targets too. It's a fine matchup. I don't think he fits ideal construction on DraftKings, but I could see him making cash game builds on FanDuel.
Will you let's say that all three major wide receivers are out for Green Bay. Would that make it more playable for him?
I think you just play Saquon, right? If you
that's
play
the question
Lazard,
for 900 more.
Yeah, I would be team Saquon over Dalvin.
And I don't even. I mean, everyone knows I hate Saquon, but I still think he'd probably be the better play.
You don't hate him; you hate what he represents.
No, I mean, at this point, I hate Giants fans so much that like it's starting to transition onto the players. I'm in a dark place.
You and Kellen need to get right.
I need to book a freaking win.
Speaking of, listen to the Gilcast on Monday morning.
No, just don't listen to it. It's like here's the thing. If me, Sammy, and Nate all lose this week, I don't know if we can do another show. It's gone dark.
Yeah, but the ratings have gone through the roofs. Like
it's better for ratings if you lose.
The listen,
it's way better for ratings. But guess that money does like we're not seeing any of that. Which is like we're out here asking where the blood donation center is. Like it's not the arrow is not up.
Need to pull Melvin.
These are for plasma injections.
Tell corporate that you're not going. You're not doing any more Gilcast until they give you a percentage of all the listens.
The first podcast holdout in DFS history
would be also the shortest.
Do podcasters matter? Is the question.
Davis, do you think your problem is your main slate cash game or firing 300 lineups at every showdown slate?
It's definitely like if like I could probably sustain some of these cash game losses if I didn't play 700 lineups a slate, but I'm unwilling to either get better at cash games or stop firing. So we're just right. It's just variance, dude. I'm just on the bad side of variance,
dude. It'll regress to the.
Dude, it's just 2v2s. I'm just losing some 2v2s.
Negative GPP regression. You're due for a win.
I'm due.
$1 million win.
Davis is due for some life regression.
True.
Tuttle on FanDuel, since you're our FanDuel guy. Devonta Freeman 6.4 against the Rams. Derrick Henry 6.5, or you've got Tevin Coleman at 6.2. Of those three guys, who would you choose for like your running back 3 or flex guy?
Man, I'll take Tevin. I'll ride the Tevin take on that one.
How bad would you have to be at DFS to play Derrick Henry this week?
He's cheap on DK.
Yeah, he's like 5,600, I think.
Don't worry, I didn't tout Derrick Henry last week.
Reverse mush.
It was not good.
All right. Any other running backs? Cheap running backs?
So I think there's one.
Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah,
go ahead, Peter.
I was going to say no one's mentioned Devin Singletary yet. I think he's going to be back. And it's weird. People keep mentioning Frank Gore, even knowing that Singletary is going to be back. I think Singletary steps right in and has a huge role. So, yeah, against Miami, who's just all-time historically bad defense, I think Singletary is a great play.
What about David Johnson? If he's healthy.
Feels like he's going to be like single digits, right?
Yeah.
Like, and just like no one's mentioned him. No one's going to put him. He's like the dude you stack with Kyler.
And we already got the preview last week, right? Because we were all just afraid because we thought he was going to be limited. Then he came in and smashed. So if he's limited again this week, although it is a different injury, right? It's the ankle instead of the back. I don't know if that changes things. I got to call Chow.
My ankle, my back.
You kind of look like what's her face that sings that song. What's her name?
I'm now fascinated who Socrdave looks like. Which pop star?
Oh,
if I Google my ankle, my back, will I get the lyrics?
No, because it's actually Pussy.
Oh my God.
And Crack,
are there children in the room?
And Crack, what's the big white lady's name? She's large and she's white. And oh my gosh, why can't I think of this now?
I do not know. All right.
Okay, don't Google P and Crack. I just did that.
Yeah. Just say I think the song is Lick My Neck, My Back. I think that's the song.
Oh, it's my neck, my back.
Peter, have you never heard that song?
I probably have, but
First, you got to put your back into it.
I'm going to hear it through a new lens going forward. That's for sure.
I think it's Sierra, isn't it?
No,
it's not.
And some lady named Kaya is the one that's coming up. Apparently, she's
Kaya. Honestly, sounds like Tuttle's next kid's name.
I have a kid named Kaya. Thank you very much.
All right, let's move on then.
L King.
Missed that.
Missed it.
L King. Google it. ELLE King. All right. And tell me if she does not look like so. Holy shit, she looks like Socrdave so much. Yes. Peter sees it.
I mean, I can't tell if this is flattering to Dave or flattering to her.
Oh man, she does.
She really does.
Can we move on to wide receivers?
Tough scenes here on the Gilcast.
Did you say the Gilcast?
Yeah, he did say the Gilcast, which is this is what this show has turned into.
Our host L King will now get us back on track.
That was like the worst 5 minutes in SWOLECAST history.
It was
there.
just Tuttle we've had spelling worse things.
The Tuttle spelling bee. Not safe for work.
PUSSYELLE.
All right, let's please move to wide receiver. Davis, you mentioned T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, he's got a really good historical record against the Houston Texans. Just smashes the Houston Texans every game. I think he averages about 16 DraftKings points a game against the Houston Texans. It's a really good PVT matchup. So just really smashing in that PVT this week.
Except for the one time he caught 3 balls for like 14 yards. Other than that, he was
probably hurt.
The PVT Tuttle.
He's had 2 weeks.
That was great. Those back in the day we had touting Park versus the team, right? That was what it was. In baseball.
Just say Tommy G.
No, it wasn't Tommy.
Just say Tommy.
It wasn't Tommy.
I don't even know if Tommy would have dug that deep, to be quite frank.
No. Tommy would have done a quick line and been like, "All right, play this guy." And probably won with it too.
All right. So after T.Y. Hilton, wide receiver 2, if Christian Kirk is healthy.
I mean, I do really like Christian Kirk. I am trying to play. I really am trying to play Larry Fitzgerald in DraftKings Cash. I think he's a really good play. He just has really stable target volume and is in one of the better total games of the week. I mean, granted he does not have a great ceiling, but I don't know. Like I'm not playing McLaurin. You know who's actually probably better is probably Shark. Shark is probably better right there at 6K.
I think there are probably a few people that are better. Kenny Galladay is 5.8K. Tyler Boyd 5.6K. Boyd might be cash game chalk.
Just play FanDuel if you want to play Fitzgerald this week.
Yeah, I guess he is cheaper there.
All right, Peter.
I mean, do I have to pretend like I play cash games or know who's good at cash games?
No, you don't. I mean, Davis has stopped doing that long.
You can pretend that you're gonna not cash a single entry tournament again this week if you want.
Hey. Tuttle, too soon, man. Too soon. I do like Tyler Boyd. A lot. If we want to go real cheap, probably not for cash, but Mike Williams is a good play this week. Kind of similar vein.
Oh, big time air yards by low model.
Hey, you know what the air yard by low model doesn't get?
That Mike Williams is garbage.
And that he racked up literally 80 to 100 yards on the last 2 plays of the game as Rivers just chucked it up into coverage and wasn't even close to hitting him. And
you might be biased because you also think Melvin Gordon's going to get 4 goal line touchdowns this week too. So.
I mean,
well, the
Mike
crazy
Williams
thing
will take it down to the 1.
The crazy thing on DraftKings is there are like a bunch of good, like all the good plays are in between 5 and 6K. We got Kirk if he plays, MVS if he plays, and Devontae Adams and Geronimo Allison doesn't. Calvin Ridley, Brandon Cooks, and Robert Woods all in that huge game. Kenny Galladay, Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown is going to be crazy low owned, and he's one of the air yards per game leaders. And
Smokey Brown.
Yeah, John Brown is a great play. I don't like that because he's if I recall correctly, he's one of those dudes who has a big injury designation split. Although, we've already determined that injuries don't matter.
He never played for Arizona because he was always injured.
Yeah.
Well, and also he's coming off of a bye week, so hopefully,
which means he got hurt in practice, which is not great.
I think he'll be fine against Miami. You just need like a half of a leg against Miami to do anything.
Well, that's why I think. I mean, so okay. Here's another scenario. So let's say that John Brown does not play. Do you like the Green Bay secondary guys like Lazard, Kumaro, Shepard, or would you play Robert Foster? Or Duke Williams?
I was gonna say, isn't Duke Williams running ahead of Foster? I mean, well,
CFL legend Duke Williams.
I'd rather just naked
Josh.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. There are no good punts this week. Like as of right now, the only playable guy on DraftKings in like single entry 3 max cash games is Darren Waller. He's the only guy under 5K who's good.
Dante Pettis.
There you go.
Boom.
There we go. Metcalf is Metcalf is close. I do like him.
I know he's on the injury report, but under 5,000. D.D. Westbrook, he had 8 targets last week too, and going against that Bengals secondary, he would be a pretty good
and
play.
They have no tight ends. So Jeff Swaim dead. Josh Oliver's coming back. They had to re-sign Ben Koyak. So
I think they have Seth DeValve, my boy.
Do they? I know they re-signed Ben Koyak, so I thought that meant DeValve got cut.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Auden Tate also under 5K, 4.5K. If you just want those targets.
Speaking of tight ends,
how like big and majestic is he when he runs, Davis?
Dude, he is so slow. I might take Big T straight up versus Auden Tate in a 40-yard dash.
I thought Auden Tate actually had a pretty decent 40.
You are wrong. He's real slow.
But Davis, let's remember when you said Curtis Samuel wasn't fast.
Well, that was a lie.
All right, playerprofiler.com. Let's see this. Auden Tate, bring it up.
I think he's a 4.68.
When I looked him up,
he's 4.68. Speed score was what I saw before.
Brandon Coleman.
Like brutal.
Rutgers legend Brandon Coleman.
New Orleans Saints legend Brandon Coleman.
I remember playing Brandon Coleman on a slate.
Yeah, I think he was in a Thanksgiving showdown, maybe.
All right. So, any high price wide receivers this week? Did you have any interest in Tuttle?
I mean, we can just keep playing DeAndre Hopkins and he can keep being a cuck. We could do that.
third string tight end DeAndre Hopkins.
Dude, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, I'm not interested in Michael Thomas. He's going to see the targets, but I don't like the matchup for him. I think Chicago just freaking destroys New Orleans.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I do.
Really? I do not think that.
I also am not thinking Alvin Kamara is going to actually play.
So are you on Montgomery?
I don't think he's going to play either.
Yeah,
no. Please do not let us tout David Montgomery.
Well, if you think the Bears are smashing, you're probably on Montgomery.
Bears and Montgomery. I'm not on him. I may have said he makes a fine correlation play with the Bears defense, a logical correlation play.
I think I'm on the Saints defense.
Man, of these high priced, it's probably Cooper Kupp.
Well, I was waiting for David to tout Julio Jones.
Oh, I'll be playing Julio Jones in game 6. You can believe that.
Like
min 3 running back.
Yeah, but so of the receivers above 7K on DraftKings, who's the best?
Cooper Kupp?
I think it's Kupp for me.
Yeah. Thielen, I think, is interesting too.
To me, it's still Julio. We haven't got the Julio explosion game. It's coming, and I think this game has the potential to be one of the most absurd back and forths that we're going to see all year. These are the two quarterbacks that lead the NFL in passing attempts. The Rams are the fastest team in situation neutral pace. The Falcons are top 5. When you get two fast teams that pass a lot, we're talking about a game that could see 150 plays ran, like just like crazy stuff. So this is like Goff, Ryan, and then bringbacks with all 5 of the wide receivers, Hooper and Everett. That's going to be my number one like exposed game, and like quarterbacks and wide receivers in tournaments.
Counterpoint: Can we
Goff
have
sucks.
Can we have a Julio explosion game if he just gets out targeted by his tight end?
Can he explode on 4 targets? Probably not.
What about a squeaky wheel narrative with Keenan Allen? He
is who I thought I was, Dave.
He's been on social media. He's visibly frustrated.
Yeah, he quote retweeted RotoPad.
Oh yeah,
I think it was the biggest moment in NFL Twitter history.
He said, as Tuttle would say, he said SHIT sad.
Shit sad.
Funniest watch language.
The funniest thing was Keenan Allen's follow-up tweet like a few hours later after he got all the responses, and all it said was, "I still like us." Having to assure the fans that he liked it.
If they lose to Tennessee this week, it's all over. All right. Let's move on unless anyone has any hot takes.
I mean, we have not talked about the Green Bay wide receivers at all, because this is the number one thing to figure out this week.
It's just hard. It's a Thursday. It's hard to talk about it when we don't know who's going to play.
I mean, people tune into the show for very serious tactical analysis of football. They need to know.
Does it matter,
what
Davis,
happens.
if either Geronimo or MVS play? Does it matter?
Geronimo's not playing. So
okay.
Just that dude, he's not playing. So it comes down to, does MVS play, and is Devontae Adams more questionable than doubtful? And so let's say one of those guys plays. Don't even make the distinction who. Do you think that Lazard or Kumaro are playable? I think yes. I think it's pretty risky, but I would say yes. And then for sure, if all 3 are out, I think Lazard and Kumaro are both like in the pool of 35 or 40 playable wide receivers.
Make the case for Kumaro over Lazard based on just the very small sample size that we saw in last week's game. The narrative that
Kumaro would play,
loves Lazard.
So Kumaro, I would think, is going to play the slot. And those are just easier targets, right? Because I think what we saw in that game was Darius Shepard. That's a coffin, bro. You're done. You drop an Aaron Rodgers pass for interception. You're like cut. If they had healthy bodies, Darius Shepard would be cut right now. So I don't have any worries about I think Kumaro would get 5 or 6 targets, and that's probably fine. I don't think he'd score. I think Lazard has like a way better ceiling because, as mentioned, Jake Kumaro is basically a plumber. But I still think that he would be like a play, but I would play Lazard over him.
Oh my gosh! I just got the terrible take. Do you guys want it now or no?
Mercedes Lewis.
Can I take it? Can I take a guess at it?
Adam Humphries.
It's in this game, but it's not anybody you would think.
Is it? Yeah, I would say Mercedes Lewis if it was anybody.
No,
I don't. I didn't think it was from this game. I don't got it.
It's a revenge.
Zay Jones.
Revenge game.
Trevor Davis
revenge.
Dude, I can't handle it.
Trevor Davis revenge game, baby.
This show took the shark out of the water and is doing kickflips over the shark.
Yeah, revenge is a dish best served cold in this situation.
I mean, when Trevor drops 4 for 42 on you, it'd be crazy.
Right.
With another 60-yard rushing touchdown.
Let's talk about FanDuel construction, then we'll go to tight end and wrap this puppy up. FanDuel, Peter, we let you go first.
So sweet of you, Dave.
Thank you.
Let's get a Josh Allen team going. 7,700.
Now, what's this website?
FanDuel.com.
Can you let Tuttle do the spell?
Oh, my bad. I took his spelling thunder.
That was a hard word for me to spell anyways.
Yeah. All right. So we got Do you want to pair him with anybody, or you just want him to be naked?
No, I don't do that like alpha bullying move where I take 2 picks. I like to, spread it
Kitchen's
around.
just going to bring it back with Preston now.
No, I don't think I want to bring it back with anybody from this Miami team.
Wow, you don't want to play anyone from the 11 total?
Well, Davis.
Socrdave is always a proud one to take a stand. A lot of courage.
Against the Bills. I don't really want to play you one against the Bills, but you say that defenses don't matter and that you have to bring it back.
Team totals matter. I mean, the data does basically say you just regardless of who it is, regardless of matchup, regardless of projection, you are just better off doing a bring back.
Okay, so who would you like to bring it back with?
I'm not. Josh Allen is probably not going to be in my player pool because I don't like the bringbacks, and I think he's going to be kind of chalky as a one-off, which just exposes you to a lot of horrible ways to get beat in tournaments.
I mean, Preston is the only way you bring it back.
I'd say Devontae if you wanted to.
How about a terrible take, Mike Gesicki?
Okay, we've mentioned 3 Dolphins players.
Davis is mad, but on Sunday morning he'll be asking, should he play Mike Gesicki in cash?
It's Fitzmagic, baby. He can breathe life into an offense.
Also, Gesicki, I had a celebration. I got the streamer's career high 7 targets last week. My entire family came over. It was super fun. We had the funfetti cake.
Yeah.
Let's keep the good times rolling.
All right. So we got Josh Allen and then Tuttle.
I will go ahead. Let's do Tevin Coleman lineup.
Okay.
Another week of Tuttle drafting off my takes.
Well, we can go David Montgomery instead.
Welcome to Silva's world, Peter. This is all Tuttle did. Tuttle just tailed Silva's takes every week.
Way to do it.
People have been calling me our generation Silva.
I'll release the private DMs that we have on Twitter later. Okay, Davis.
All right, let's so we are now finally in the safe range where Will Fuller is going to be low enough owned that he's allowed to catch touchdowns again. So we are going to go Will Fuller 6,300 against Indianapolis.
He wasn't allowing himself to catch touchdowns. Those drops.
I think he was a little too owned. I think he was just a little bit too chalky to catch those touchdowns.
That was like the picture perfect hot take trail off voice too. It was like came in hot with the Will Fuller and just let it right off.
I was trying to remember if they were playing in Houston or in Indianapolis because I was getting ready to drop the Will Fuller on turf fast track take, and I got there. He is playing in Indianapolis, so that's big time.
Isn't
it turf?
Yeah,
both, yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure both are turf.
It's a retractable roof, but it's still turf, right?
Bro, but the dome. Come on, the dome. We all know the dome makes the difference.
Can someone do a dome retractable split?
We need to see the nuance on the retractable. Dude, roofs matter. Roofs matter.
I would love to see Davis's dome split rules and his GPP builds.
Man, you need exposure to at least 50% retractable roofs in week 7.
I'm gonna send that request to the Daily Roto developers and see if they can build that into the optimizer for me. All right. Conditional boost if retractable roof is in play.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna go with the guy that I tried to play last week and did not work out on FanDuel. Tyler Boyd, bringing him back at 5,600.
Could have played him in cash like Sammy Reed.
I played him in cash on FanDuel last week. All right. Overzet.
All right. Let's play. We haven't got this guy in. I was worried he was going to be mega chalk, but there's so many good options at tight end that I don't think he is. So I'll get Hunter Henry in here.
You think that Hunter Henry's not going to be mega chalk?
No.
Well, he's saying because of Waller and Evan Ingram,
Hooper, Andrews, they're going to split it.
Man, I don't know. People love to tail what just happened, and Hunter Henry's coming off of a very good game.
Davis, this is the recency bias is here. Flowchart.
Flowchart is way up there.
Way
okay,
up
you're
there.
right. You're right. Flowchart is better than recency bias. You're right.
People matter.
All right. Tuttle?
I mean, now that we've left ourselves about 9,000 per position, I think we can do pretty much whatever we want here.
We can do the naked Josh Allen with Buffalo Bills stack.
I'll go Dalvin Cook because we didn't do him on the DK lineup.
Yeah. All right. Davis?
Can we just go? Do we have enough money to go Saquon?
The answer is yes, but we've already done Saquon.
All right, let's go with Dalvo then.
We literally just went Dalvin Cook.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. This lineup is not filled out on my screen. I went full Evan Silva on that one.
Yeah. You're sitting out the Swolecast.
We can do Saquon.
We can.
On the Swolecast. Yeah, I said we could, but we did him in the other lineup. But if you wanted
you
to,
just messed me up, dude.
no,
That's not cool, man.
Oh my gosh.
You called me out, bro. Not cool.
Darren Waller was downgraded to limited in practice on Thursday.
Foster Moreau season. Get it ready. Get it popping.
His music was slapping too hard.
Slapping too hard.
Album narrative over the PA just took a huge hit.
Huge. You hate to see it.
All right. Well, if you go Packers with that lineup, you're left with 6,900, and you can either go Steph Diggs, Cooks, or Baby Shark.
Why would you do Packers defense when the Bears are 200 less?
Well, I thought you would want to have 6,900 left. Dan,
Okay, fair enough.
what a square. All right,
What a square, dude.
tight ends. Let's talk about DraftKings first. You just mentioned it. Do you think that Hunter Henry is going to be chalk, Davis?
I mean, I guess Darren Waller is just kind of always a popular play, but coming off of the 100-yard game, 2 touchdowns, it's very hard for me to imagine that a $4,000 Hunter Henry is not one of the 3 most owned tight ends. I do think he ends up more owned than the flow chart, just because there's not a ton of obvious value this week.
Davis, if you release your Davis Mattek ownership projections, I think I would buy them just for the entertainment value alone of what you would have people at.
Mark Andrews will be highest owned.
Would be amazing.
Yeah, I think Andrews, Henry, and Ingram will be the 3 highest owned, with Kittle just being kind of being a value at his ownership.
Kittle, Waller, and then you have Jimmy Graham. If they have no wide receivers,
He's a corpse.
Dude, he can't, it's sad.
He's literally a dead body on the
I
field.
needed him to score that touchdown for my flash drafts on Monday night. He really screwed me over.
David, this is the worst story ever told on the history of this show.
You literally
I actually enjoy it. I'm just picturing Socrdave with his flash draft.
fourth quarter flash draft.
I needed Jimmy Graham there.
Jimmy Graham double stack. And all I needed is him to catch that touchdown. Davis, you mentioned an 8-team season long joke that didn't fly earlier this year or this episode. So
I mean, not every joke is going to land. I would say and I made this comment earlier, the best thing about Peter's appearance on the show is it's allowed you to just really be as terrible as possible because the show is still going to be funny regardless of what you do. So you can just let just anything goes, really.
it's true. When Silva was on the show, I felt a lot of pressure to be the one that had a sense of humor and funny. And now Peter has really made us all loosen up a little bit. We don't have the
make us
Silva
all worse, which is also true, I think.
Well, we don't have the Silva collar around our necks where we feel pressure to always be about football.
I mean, this show is without a doubt more entertaining than when Evan used to be on. That doesn't necessarily mean it's better, but it's definitely funnier.
It's not better.
It's way
better
worse,
is subjective.
actually. No, it's way worse. We haven't given out one good take all year, I don't think. Other than when Dan was drunk and said to play Vance McDonald's.
Because old McDonald had a farm was his reason for it.
I propose that Halloween show, we all dress up and get truly blitzed for it.
We've done dress up shows in the past on the SWOLECAST.
I'm not dressing up.
We actually have a show on Halloween, huh?
Yeah.
Like exactly Halloween.
All right. So,
okay.
Kittle takes Davis.
I think he is, considering the fact that he's probably going to be not owned just because the most expensive tight end really isn't. He's probably the best tournament play of the whole group, which is it's not like a mind-breaking revelation or anything. And it is also hard to get him in because you're never stacking him and there's no bring back opportunities either. But he's probably a guy that I would try and get 15 to 20% exposure to, which I think would get you over the field.
Tuttle, you have to play one cash game tight end on DraftKings right now. Who is it?
Say the right guy.
I'll go Mark Andrews.
Yeah, it's Mark Andrews.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you would say Hunter Henry.
No.
I think that game, Melvin Gordon's going to get all the touchdowns in that game. We've already determined it, so I don't know how you can play Hunter Henry.
All right. I'm going to ask Peter this question too, because he needs some help with his cash game lineup. So Peter, who would your tight end be? Do not say Rhett Ellison.
Well, this is the thing. I hate the flow chart. I get murdered by the flow chart. But can I get a hall pass for the flow chart if the flow chart isn't the chalk? That's the question I'm wrestling with here, because I'm probably going to be playing Kyler in my single entry bankroll challenge. Evan Ingram makes a lot of sense to bring
then you
back.
Should definitely, yeah.
But I hate the flow chart. Derek Carty killed the flow chart. He put it in a body bag, zipped it up, and threw it into a ditch. The flow chart's dead.
It's not even the flow chart though. He's just straight up a good play.
Yeah, but he's so expensive that no one's going to play him this week. So
I will say, there has been a thing this year where guys coming off of injury have been under-owned and then just smashing.
And crushed. Yeah.
Hunter Henry, Tyreek Hill, Tevin Coleman, Michael Gallup. These guys are all coming back and crushing. So if you can get a little ownership injury discount on Ingram coming back, that would help. A little bit.
Did you just do the...
You sounded like Davis just now.
I assumed it was intentional, but I didn't have my video up. And I don't think it was.
I'm just
it was
exactly off of it.
It was exactly the same.
I hate Evan Ingram, but maybe I can play him.
All right. I think that will do it for the core portion of the show. Tuttle, do you have a hot take? Is it Dante Pettis or is it Trevor Davis?
It was somebody else. Actually.
Okay, good.
Darius Slayton.
Okay.
Terrible take.
Who does he play for?
Everyone, this is not even a joke. People have been in my mentions for the last 24 hours saying, dude, isn't Darius Slayton going to be shadowed by Patrick Peterson? This is not a joke. I don't know.
Those are my burner accounts.
I was going to say, I don't know if this is Socrdave or what it is, because I mentioned him on the Mayo show as just a potential low owned guy in that high total game. And Mayo was like, oh, Patrick Peterson's going to be on him. It's who cares? And also, why would he be?
Yeah, why would he be?
Is that terrible take contingent on Shepard not playing, or is Shepard playing what makes it terrible?
No, I assume Shepard's not playing.
All right. Davis, final thoughts?
Dude, I'm really hoping that Chris Carson doesn't put me in a coffin this week. Please, Chris Carson, be fine as chalk. Get at least 16 DraftKings points. No harm, no foul.
Hey, this is week 7, lucky number 7. You're due for a bounce back, fella. I can feel it. All right.
Please.
Overzet.
Just best of luck out there, everybody. Also looking to get min caches in your single entry challenge. That's what it's about. Just tipping a chair, just laddering up week after week, smashing in the high chalk plays, making sure you're getting those high equity min caches. Let's do it, fam.
You want to plug the Friday show?
Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm doing a live build tomorrow. The people love it. No, everyone's phoning it in Friday afternoon. They're just running out the clock until the weekend. Meanwhile, you're tuning in, watching me build a single entry bankroll challenge with my friend Drew Morse, who won the power sweep in week 1. So he knows how to take these things down.
All right. Also, the big news from corporate is that the premium block on Sunday morning, all those premium shows are going to be free this week. Wow. So GPP Final Takes, Crunch Time are all going to be free.
In this economy, every bit helps.
And guess what? This is the last show before NBA season is upon us.
Oof.
Well, no one loses at NBA, so definitely going to be nice to get a little injection into the bankroll there.
I cannot wait till a late scratch happens and Davis is just fully engaged with his GPP builds instead of the show, because that will happen. 100% will happen.
I mean, I don't even know why we're bringing it up. It's just something that everyone already knew.
Okay.
All right. I couldn't pay attention to the show last week because I was trying to buy Bitcoin, Dave.
He couldn't pay attention for 2 seconds when Dalvin Cook was named. I mean, we're screwed.
Davis, in all seriousness, you are really good on this show, and we are lucky to have you. All right.
That will remember to get paid for this show this week.
For week 7. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And by next week, I'm pretty sure our fanny packs will be here. So SWOLECAST coming for you. Week 8 will be here on RotoGrinders.com. We'll see you later.
I have something to put in my fanny pack, actually. Courtesy of the Mans.
Oh, very nice.
Look at that. I give him 1 man's coin for every terrible take that hits. So keep it up,
so
man.
I'll have won this whole season.
All right, everybody. We'll see you later. We'll see you next week.